Hello YouTube, it's PS5 Gaming Scotland here and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are well and gaming lots. So in today's video we'll be looking at the gaming news of the last week. So before we get into the video, let me know your thoughts down below of the topics being discussed in today's video. With that being said, let's jump into the gaming news. So this week's gaming news has been fantastic. We have 3 awesome stories and yeah, so let's get into it. So first up then, we had the announcement that the first 2 Tony Hawk games, so Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 is getting a fully fledged remaster by Vicarious Visions, who are the ones that remastered the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy. So the remaster of these 2 Tony Hawk games are, in my opinion, in capable hands. So it's going to be one epic collection now in 4K. So it's going to include the full roster of the original legendary skaters from the first and second game. We will need to see if the hidden skaters will make a reappearance though, because I can't wait to play as Spider-Man in Pro Skater 2. They might include new hidden skaters for this remaster, we don't know yet. That's something to look forward to potentially. Next up then, we've got all new locations from the original 2 games have been beautifully remastered for a modern day audience. So all locations from 1 and 2 are getting Vicarious Visions fantastic remastered treatment, and I just cannot wait to play it. Awesome soundtracks are back, but we'll have to wait and see how many of the original songs return because of the licensing issues potentially. So hopefully new songs will be added and new artists and bands will get some exposure in this new remaster. I think Vicarious Visions have said that not all the original soundtrack has been brought back because of licensing issues, and some of the artists from back in the day aren't letting Vicarious Visions and Activision use their songs again, which is unfortunate. But there is a full list in the trailer, which I will leave in the description below for you to have a look at if you haven't already seen. But yeah, so the soundtrack is one of the most important elements of any Tony Hawk game, and I can't wait to see what songs return and maybe if there are potentially new ones coming. So next up then, we have the original modes are back and online multiplayer has been added. I cannot wait for split screen and play against other players from around the world, and it's releasing on 4th of September 2020. So yeah, I honestly am really stoked for this new remaster of the first 2 Tony Hawk games. I'm really looking forward to it. I did play the 2 games back from my childhood growing up. It wasn't initially at launch, I don't believe, but it was a lot later in the cycle of the games that are released. Really looking forward to it. These are the 2 games that I've said in the previous video that I would love to see get a remaster, so I'm really excited and hyped for 4th of September. So next up then, we had a new tech demo on the PS5. So this is the very first gameplay demo of the PS5 gameplay. So Epic Games in collaboration with Sony have created the first tech demo running on the PS5 console. So they included new themes such as dynamic global illumination that has beautiful bounce lighting instantaneously created by their new system called Lumen. Another feature that they talk about was truly virtualized geometry, so artists are no longer concerned with poly counts or memory and can now bring in film quality assets straight into the engine, which is fantastic. One of the quotes that one of the studio heads had said in the trailer, which I will leave also in the video description of this new tech demo: art that just works, new technology called nanite. So environments are made up of millions of triangles that are film quality, so lighting is dynamic, can use bounce lighting at various intersections of the gameplay to add a more graphical upgrade and fidelity of different environments, which is really awesome. Audio has been greatly improved as audio sounds create a more immersive experience as sound is used from real life environments such as caves, for example, in the demo. Particle effects have also been upgraded, can now talk to each other. New fluid simulations have been added to the water to make it more realistic, and as you walk through the water you can see the droplet effects in the water itself, which is fantastic. So the demo runs on their new physics system that adds more realistic features in gameplay. For example, the fallen rocks as the character is climbing up the face of the rock. So there's more complex environments, means improved animations. Motion warping modifies body position to make movement more realistic. And finally, Lumen not only reacts to moving light sources, but also reacts to changes in geometry, which is also fantastic. So yeah, this first impression of this demo was incredible. Do think that the graphic will improve as we get further into the next generation, but definitely upgrades in audio, lighting effects and particle effects to overall make the overall graphics engine fantastic. Will make the graphics in the Unreal Engine 5 make games look even more incredible, and I can't wait to play whatever this game is. Hopefully this game shown in the demo will be made into a fully fledged PS5 game, as it gives me a lot of Tomb Raider vibes, which is fantastic as I love Tomb Raider games, and I can see how elements in this demo can be transferred into other games like Tomb Tomb Raider, or just open world games, and I think that we have a lot of games to really look forward to with these awesome effects. And finally, we had new Ghost of Tsushima gameplay. So the new Ghost of Tsushima gameplay was revealed during Sony's latest State of Play event. It was broken down into different aspects of the game. So the first one was exploring Tsushima. So use the guiding wind to navigate the island. Call a gust of wind at any time to put you in the right direction. Guiding wind can take you to your new big story moment or take you to hidden collectibles. Use visual cues such as smokestacks or animals trying to get your attention for things that you haven't seen yet, such as hidden items. Foxes will guide Jin to health shrines across the island. I will definitely be sidetracked as exploring all the nooks and crannies of this game look incredible, and I just can't wait to start exploring. So next up we have the combat. This is split into two areas. So Jin as the samurai and Jin as the ghost. So we're going to talk about the samurai first. So Jin can challenge enemies to lethal standoffs. Use lethal precision to parry enemies at the last possible moment to open them up. Change combat stances to inflict the most damage against specific enemy types. So I find this really interesting. It's not just a whole hack and slash type thing, which I originally thought it was, but you have to use a bit of strategy involved in terms of parrying at the right time, striking the enemy at the right time to win battles and win fights, which I think is really interesting. So now we're going to talk about Jin as the ghost in terms of the combat. So as the ghost, use every dirty trick including fear to take down your enemies in a stealthy manner. So being the ghost is almost like a self-play style in a way, so you can use distractions to lure enemies to their death. Smoke bombs are useful for evasion or an unseen attack. When spotted, use kunai for a quick kill. Now the kunai was a Japanese tool used by people as a multi-purpose gardening tool, and it was also used by workers of stone and masonry. The kunai most resembles a crowbar, as the blade was made of soft iron and unsharpened because the edges were used to smash plaster and wood to dig holes and to pray. That's really interesting actually. I'm learning a bit about this history, which I really can't wait to explore more in the game. So Jin can use his grappling hook to climb or swing across gaps. The Mongols will soon learn to fear the ghost, so you can use that to your advantage when trying to take them out stealthily, and you can use their own weapons against them, which is obviously paramount to the overall ghost experience. Now we're on to the customization of Jin, the main character in Ghost of Tsushima. So the armour in Ghost of Tsushima gives you mechanical advantages. It helps add to your chosen playstyle. As you explore, you can find okomori charms that give you an edge in battle. In addition to your charms, Jin can use technique points to learn and upgrade skills. So there's obviously going to be a skill tree in the game, which is awesome. Keep an eye out for dye flowers, as they can be used to change the colour of your armour. Well, that's really interesting. So that gives you a reason to collect and craft items instead of just randomly aimlessly going around collecting items, which I've noticed can be collected as you're on horseback, which is a really fantastic new addition to this open world game. So it's obviously got a new photo mode. It wouldn't be a complete gaming experience without the addition of a photo mode. So it has features such as colour grading, depth of field, and new features like the ability to change the speed and direction of the wind, and even the emotion of Jin himself. Can change the particle effects and can even add music to your creations. That sounds really interesting. I've not dabbled with much photo modes in the past of previous games, so this might be one to definitely jump in and take a look at. So next up then we have the Japanese voice track. So you can play Ghost of Tsushima with a Japanese voice track with English subtitles, or play the English voice track as normal, or you can add English subtitles as well. So having a choice here is a nice touch, as it gives it a more authentic feel to the game, but I think I'll just be personally playing it with the English voice track, and maybe if English subtitles on or not, I don't know, I'll wait and see. But that's how I like to play these games. It's good that they have the option for the more authentic approach with the Japanese voice track. So next up then we have a Samurai Cinema mode. So you can play the whole game in a new windy black and white grainy mode, which resembles your favourite samurai movie. Now personally I haven't watched any samurai movies, but I can see sort of what they're going for here, and obviously with this new gameplay announcement I will leave that in the video description for you to look at if you haven't already seen it. And this game is released on the 17th of July 2020. So there you go guys, that has been hopefully a bigger gaming news video. We had the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remastered announcement, we had the new PS5 gameplay in the form of a new tech demo from Epic Games and Sony, and we had new gameplay information regarding Ghost of Tsushima. So there you go guys, let me know your thoughts down below of the topics being discussed in today's video. That being said, that is the end of today's video. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I've been PS3 Gaming Scotland, and I'll see you on another video. Thanks very much indeed guys, bye bye.